What's your favorite color? Do you remember that question? It was a question which held tremendous importance to us when we were little bitty boys. A simple but honest question which could determine whether the person would gain our favorability or not. In simple terms, it was usually the start of a friendship. A simple filter, right? But have you noticed the change, the replacement? What's your favorite color has become what do you study or do for work? Every what's your favorite has become how much? It went from what's your favorite book, cartoon, toy, game, or thing to do, to how much do you earn, weight, age, what's your height? One is a sincere question about the other person's taste, hobbies, and what they like in general, with sincere interest about the other person's character. The other is a way of profiling you and seeing what kind of good human being you are in regards to society, with self-interest about the other person's status and position in society. Are they desirable, attractive, athletic, charismatic? Do they have good connections? Money? Are they perfect? What can I get from them? While they may not be present thoughts, they are the intention of such numerical questions. Unlike the inner kid, whom asks himself, what do they like? What are some things about them that make them them? What kind of person are they? In what ways are we similar? I wonder if we can get along. The simplicity of our heart is the most beautiful aspect of it. Most of us desire a normal and happy life in which we can feel and prioritize being a good person that chooses to love and to be selfless, giving to the world without feeling empty in return. In other words, we much rather console than to be consoled. We rather understand than to be understood, and we rather love than to be loved. This, of course, becomes less and less apparent to us as we get older. Even now you may seek to receive love more than you wish to give it. And it's not entirely your fault, because the inner kid in you has died. Well, we killed it, to be precise. Over the lapse of the years, we built blocks of seriousness and toughness and professionalism and maturity. Or so we tell ourselves. But the truth is, we are simply pretending. We are pretending that we are simply more grown up, that we are developing and certainly on the correct path. That time calls for a change and we must do blank and blank. But is that the case? Not really. It's a clever lie we give ourselves though. We paint the fact that we become more selfish and less loving and honest with the pretty words of maturity and development. But what an awful lie. Growing up is nothing more than becoming numerical. A robot that looks at the statistics and plays by the book. What book? A man-made book? Why not adhere to the wisdom of the infinite library that your heart has to offer instead? All the answers lie within, so there's no need for us to feel like we need to hold back. To feel like we may come across weirdly, to feel like we shouldn't be a certain way because of the judgment of others. Because the truth is, we are all waiting for a demonstration of someone to show us that it's fine. It's fine to chase something unusual. It's fine to talk free from the restraints of being to everybody's liking. It's fine to be different. We want to see another person being free before we free ourselves. Why? Because of our insecurity. We prefer being wrong with the crowd than right by ourselves. But look at how things are turning out. People who are not neglecting the inner kid in us are some of the most loved people. We envy them and applaud them at the same time. Because deep down, no matter how well you play into the robotical roles, and no matter how well you follow society's script, you feel a certain uncertainty. A certain hollowness inside your heart. Melancholy. Can you picture a time recently when you came across a baby and they gave you that characteristic smile that babies gift? Such a smile that makes you smile, that makes you feel such joy, such peace. Do you know where that smile comes from? pure authenticity. They do not harbor any selfish desires, nor are they plotting against you. They are simply still free from the constraints that we all suffer, growing up in this conditioning society. Isn't that interesting? You once smiled in the same way. You once were as pure. You once were fully selfless, not desiring to win over others, but simply celebrating the gift of life with them. You were once like that, but it's not over. You can regain a pure heart once again and go above and beyond that level. You can once again celebrate the grandiosity of life, magnify the love where it is, and unlike when you were a newborn, you will be able to help a person or situation that lies in the darkness of hurt with the light of your love. I don't want to cram you with 1,000 things to do to achieve internal peace and whatever, so I'll give you just one thing to take away from this. Just one action. In the old Pinocchio movie, one could interpret Jimmy the Cricket as a metaphoric way of dividing Pinocchio and him into the free heart and the rational consciousness. The more that Pinocchio neglected him, the less vocal Jimmy would become, until they finally separate. And in one of my favorite books, The Alchemist, the author talks about listening to the heart, which speaks with the language of the world, which offers it omens that it needs to carry its purpose to achieve fulfillment, to achieve happiness. The less that Santiago, the main character, listens to the omens just to follow something that is more comfortable than fearlessly opening the heart to the world, the less the omens would speak to him and the heart. But there is hope. No matter what happened, our heart and our consciousness will never fully forsake us. Deciding to listen to our heart and soul is enough to make progress. So in regards to yourself, and not your friendships or family, how about you try to talk to yourself once again? How about you reached deeply and spoke to yourself? It may be hard right now, because the voice has been long neglected, but step by step, attempt after attempt, little by little, you will once again unite as one under your own luminosity of being, as a fragment of purity, a beacon of light, and an instrument of peace. Strive to be 1% better every day, and much love.